I became involved with AIR because we have a son with mental illness who struggled since he was a young child, and he was originally diagnosed in 2006 with depression and later with anxiety, and we lost him in 2009. And after his diagnosis, one of the first things that we had to deal with was the stigma of mental health disorders, and what we were going to talk to other people about, and how we were going to explain that to others, what was wrong with Kenny. And 3.5 years later, unfortunately, we lost Kenny, and the stigma continued after his death. And so we felt it was very strong as a family that we needed to do something about that, that no one should be afraid or ashamed to seek help for a mental health disorder. It should be treated just like any other health disorder, and we need to seek treatment when necessary. The importance of AIR's mission from my perspective is I don't want anyone else to have to go through what our family went through. We lost our son to a mental health disorder. Our daughter lost her brother and best friend to a mental health disorder. And if we can stop one other family from having to go through what we went through, then we feel that we have succeeded in our mission. My specific role with AIR is I'm one of the original founders of AIR. Our family, after Kenny's death, felt it was very strong, that something needed to be done. Society really needs to change its attitude about how we perceive people with mental health disorders and how we interact with them, and then how we want to really encourage them to seek help and not to judge them without understanding what they're really going through and what is really occurring inside of them, and how we can help them and how they can be happier, more productive people in our society. I'm gaining personally considerably. After we lost Kenny, it's perhaps the most tragic thing a parent can go through, or a sister could go through, losing her brother, and we lost our child. It helps considerably with the healing process. We feel that it gives Kenny's life purpose, his struggle purpose, because if we can help another not have to go through what Kenny struggled with in silence, and make it so that others can work on their mental health disorders openly, without any fear of people judging them, we feel that that would help their lives, and it would help us, because when we see people who do get help and who do seek help, and they report back to how that's helped them, that helps us in our healing process as well. What I hope to achieve with my involvement is to make this really a national mission. As a country, and essentially as a world, we really need to address this head on. If we want to find solutions for people with mental health disorders that are long-term and multi-generational, and that we really start to find the solutions that will help people long-term, we need to start that process by starting the conversation. We hope to be in every school throughout the country. We hope to be communicating with all of our children and all of their parents and all of the administration that are involved with teaching our children what to look for and what we can do to help them at an early part of their life, so that they will address these issues and they will come up with solutions that work for them. I look forward to AIR expanding throughout the country and becoming a nationwide priority. We need to educate our children at a very young age as to the signs and symptoms of a mental health disorder. We need to educate their parents as to what to look for, as we did not know what to look for, and looking back we saw the signs and symptoms, but most parents are not aware of what those signs and symptoms are and when their children need to get help. We hope to get the educators more up to speed on what they need to look for, and when to have a child get some help that they may not be getting otherwise. And we hope that the medical community will become more proactive in screening children and helping them to find out what those signs are. Just as we test their blood pressure, we really need to test and see how children are doing as far as their mental health goes, as they're progressing and as they're growing. And then we can start to find solutions that will help our children and help us all. I'm Kurt, and I'm joining AIR in starting the conversation.